Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 56 of Darwell20's Let's Play of FTP Evolution. I want to do potions, and I want to do water bottles, and maybe pufferfish automation today. That's an interesting one. Bamboo plus any fish. Okay. You can also take fish big. Fair enough. Loot Fabricator. Elder Guardian Predictions. Cultism Ritual. Bees. Are these all the things this bee can make? A water bee, huh? I'm guessing he comes from World Gen? Found fishing in rivers. I mean, I could do that. That would be a cool way. That would be a cool way. He flowers with water, huh? I wonder how I could, like, simulation water. Like, is there a feeding slab I can do for water? I don't know. Like, how do I get water there? Would a water bucket work? Oh, we'll see. I think priority one, though, for me, would probably be the fun automations. You know, and obviously, I am assuming I can get them from Foregoing's Fisher, right? Yeah, so, like, that's always a nice way to do it. I'm worried about the water bee. Let's just do something different. Yeah. So, water bottles and potions of regen. So, for regen potions, assuming just you? Like, we could also use the potion brewer from Foregoing. Remember, the incubator from Genetics Resequenced could also do potioning. We've played with the potion brewer from Foregoing before, and I remember that being complicated. Remember how complicated that was? That felt complicated at the time. We could try it again, though. But I remember it being, like, weirdly complicated. Can I just automate a brewing stand? Is that, like, a thing I could do? Guess we're gonna find out together, team! Alright, so let's just, like, test this out. Look at you with 21 devices already in use. A lot of devices. In fairness, I'm connected to a couple wireless connectors. So, like, you know, branching off that was probably not smart of me. Let's do just like a temporary, just so I can see how this works, and then we'll go from there, right? So, like, I'm assuming brewing stands have some kind of sidedness to them, right? So if we did laser IO, just to understand the sidedness of it, because laser IO I can very easily decide, you know, how to do stuff, right? So if I just said to you on the south, insert, and on the up, extract, and I put that in there, okay, that's fair. Now what if we said insert on the top? Aha, okay. Now what if we said insert bottles on the top? And we're gonna have to figure out how to get water bottles at some point. We should probably go make a water bottle maker. Water bottle? Yeah. So glass bottle goes in, water bottle goes out. That's basically all I really want from you as a recipe. Do I still have that, like... Not really, but I bet I could add one back here. That would just be like a sneaky cool way of doing it, right? Let's do something tank from Ender.io. Right? And then I don't remember why you were there, but this should really just be like you go in. Oh, that's why you were there. Okay, now I remember why you were there. So if I did this, you're going to do thing? Or not. Yeah, or don't do the thing. So I guess buckets can do that, but bottles can't. Truth. Okay. How's about another tank? Like, can you do that? Not you. You. Can you do the thing? You don't seem to want to do that either. Come on, water bottles. That shouldn't be that hard. How about... I mean, I could just go with, like, a simple clicker. The problem with that is he only has one inventory slot, so, like, if you put one in there at a time, that works. But if you put two in there at a time, it'll spit one out in the world. See? I just magneted it up. So, thinking. I mean, I could make this work. I guess what I'd want to do... just to be safe-ish, would be we could have a pattern provider. Sit here with a cable. That sits there. And then your pattern would be the water bottle that would insert into this dude. How about you just run every tick, right? And that's cool. And you'll just click the thingy, right? And then what we'll have is a collector. Yeah, that should be cool. All right, so we'll want to pick up to handle the case where we pick up, right? But then the last one is going to stay in there. So then we have to kind of handle that too. Convoluted design, but we can make it work. Right? So your job will be to extract water bottles allowed only, right? And then your job will be to insert water bottles. And then bada bing, bada boom, we cool. So now if I came over here and said, give me 10 water bottles, and I should probably turn you off and go like half a tick. That should be cool. I'm just going to go down here so like we don't get in the way of it. Because it's behind a wall, so I shouldn't normally get in the way of it. Wow, that was quick. We missed one, though. And this is why I hate doing it this way. Because it's, you know, something got stuck somewhere. Where'd you get stuck? Yep. How about that? All right, so I'm gonna try that again. Hopefully this works. Yay, it worked. Okay, that should do. If it doesn't, we'll deal with it. All right, so speaking of water bottles, now that we have one to test with, does it go into the top? No. Does it go into the down? Yes. Okay, so water bottles go into the down. The blaze powder goes into the side, and the ingredient thing goes into the top. And I assume, if we got a nether wart here, which speaking of, nether wart can totally go into my farm. I mean, it's slow, so that's like the one downside of it, but like, right. So now can I just extract from you? And then on the up, insert on orange. Yes, that seems to have worked. Awkward potion. And then if I put something in here, or here, you can extract it. You will extract that. So what I could do is just say, like, don't extract blaze powder, right? And that should be fine. Because really, the only thing we want to extract is potions. So, like, easy. So there's, like, a fancy pattern provider. Is it the advanced pattern provider. It upgrades the standard version to that with the capability to configure the face to which any individual item in a pattern will be pushed to. This powerful addition allows for automation machines that require specific sides for specific inputs to be done with a single block and no pipes. Ha ha ha! Looking at you, mechanism and or brewing stand. To be able to use this feature, you'll need to insert an advanced processing pattern created by inserting an encoded pattern in an advanced pattern encoder. And taking out the advanced version. Advanced pattern encoder. In order to teach the ME Advanced Pattern Provider where to send your items, a special device is needed to encode that information. You can use right-click with it in hand to open its GUI. Encoded processing patterns can be inserted into the left slot, which will be decoded and all raw ingredients then displayed in a list. Each row contains a set of buttons, oh my goodness, that represent all possible block faces in which an ingredient can be set to. Leaving this selection in the A button will send it to whatever face is directly connected to the pattern provider, while choosing a specific face will force that to be where items will be inserted. It's important to note that advanced patterns can only be decoded properly by Advanced Extended Pattern Provider and will behave like a normal pattern if used. Right, so Advanced Extended Pattern Provider, Advanced Pattern Encoder. So Advanced Pattern Encoder is from Advanced AE, right? So we want the Advanced Pattern Provider. And what's the difference between that and the extended one? Is extended just more slots? I'm guessing extended is just more slots. Yeah, that. Right, so I think we can just go with this one. So let's teach you that. Okay. And then Advanced Pattern Encoder. Cool. And then we can make a brewing potion. So like awkward potion is going to be this, right? But like 3, right? So 3 water bottles go in, 1 nether wart goes in, 3 go out. But then we open up this dude and we're like, hey, modify that. And then the water bottles will go into the down face and the nether wart will go into the up face, right? And that's all she wrote. And then we'll have like an export bus, right? ME export bus, whose job it will be to export blaze powder, which I assume we have, but probably need a crafting card for. So this should be exceedingly doable with this fancy thing that I want to try for probably the first time ever. Okay, so you're not going to live here now that I feel pretty confident that this is doable. Okay, what you're going to do instead is live somewhere. Somewhere in tiny little automation room, because we don't need super complex automation for this. And then we're going to get you and you, and 6 and 7. 3, surface, and fuzzy, go. And then vertical wall. Let's make sure that you're cool, cool, and cool. Right? Nice, simple little setup. Yeah, nice little 3x3 room. Perfect, right? Beautiful. And then in here will be our magically cool brewing stand, whose job will be to the pattern provider should probably be I like the idea of behind. So I think that's what I'll do. And then we'll do the exporter can be here with the blaze powder and the crafting card. And probably don't need speeds, right? And then if we wanted to, we want to extract out the bottom, right? And is that right? I want to extract out the bottom. I was extracting from the side before. I like the idea of doing something like this, just sort of like this neat looking symmetrical little doohickey. But we want to make sure that card, I'm assuming there's like an invert card, right? Well, that's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Inverter card. Yeah, that's what I want. Inverter card. I assume this means we're going to deny list the import, right, of blaze powder. So you're not allowed to import blaze powder. And then it's a simple matter of finding some cabling back behind the wall. Cool. And then if we insert our pattern in here, I should be able to request an awkward potion and see how this goes, right? So if I'm not mistaken, you're brewing. Oh, you did that, didn't you? Cancel. I guess. Wait. What did you do? Oh, is he import busing from there? Yeah, that's not ideal, is it? New. Was it the bottom I'd want to do? All right, it occurs to me that the sidedness is not smart enough to know when the crafting is done. So there's not a straightforward way to be like, "Ooh, crafting's in progress, don't import." And there's not a straightforward way to filter because, like, when I put water bottles in there, they turn into awkward potions, and then I want to extract awkward potions. But then when I take those awkward potions to turn them into something else, they're awkward potions, and we don't want to extract them that time. So short of having multiple brewing stands, um, which I guess I could do, would be the correct solution. Um, you know, but then it just gets trickier because then, like, if you want to upgrade to like the tier 2 version of a potion, you have to have another brewing stand, right? So we'd have to have like 4 or 5 brewing stands. If I want to do it this way, I think I'm going to do it. We're going to give this guy a try again and see if the cool sidedness feature of this like makes sense with this guy. And also, we'll want to do something importy exporty, right? So, let's actually go ahead and say that for orange, I thought there was like a clear all thing I could do. But basically, left will be enabled for orange to come in, but only pulling, right? And then that can be this guy. And this will be this bit with a crafting card. Oh, and you will be disabled on the left, right? And then anything else that would go in? Yellow. I assume he only accepts bottles of some kind. And then I guess you also want to have water? It's been a while since I played with this thing. Yeah, I guess so. And then what, do bottles go in there? Okay. Okay. And the flux point for a second, but I might try and push energy through. Actually, I should be able to push it right here, right? If I do this, does that work? No. I guess he doesn't count as an energy holder. But this thing does. Hooray! Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, so keeping water in there is a bad idea, right? Probably. But we can make water part of the recipe. That could be cool. Right? So let's not put water in there. I assume I'm going to regret this, but I turned water off. Why do you still have water in you? Oh, do you not need water constantly? That's kind of funny. Kind of a funny thing not to need. So you get your water, and it, like a regular water. Okay, got it. Got it. So what happens if I let this sit in there and then I put the nether wart in? Is he going to run? He will. So at least the water bottles are kind of ready already. And then the nether wart goes in and it makes an awkward potion, right? Okay, I could work with that. But how does it know when to push? That's a good question. So here's my question. It would be cool if you could push to the side when you know you're done. Right, now are you going to do that? You are. And that's not cool. Right. So realistically, we're probably going to want to laser IO this, but this one's easier to manage because then I only have to worry about whitelisting the end product, right? So I can be like, you and you. And we can be like, only extract certain types of potions that match NBT data, right? I think that's the right way to go. So then we change our recipe here. So realistically, we don't have to do the cool, fancy, nifty recipe. All we need to do is wipe this. Can I wipe this? I can. Sweet. That's kind of cool. I like that it switches back to a blank pattern, right? So then if I want Potion of Regeneration, realistically, it would be, we'll get 3 of these from a nether wart, which I should probably start growing at this point. Right? In theory, you're going to behave yourself. We'll find out. I don't think they grow super well in the overworld, but they do grow. And then we come down here. Did I get my thingy or did I forget it? Oh, I was like, what's taking so long to load the... I had gone and collected Skulk between episodes. So where were you? You were at this, right? So 1 nether wart, 1 gas tier in that order makes Potion of Regeneration, which I'm pretty sure is the way this will insert it. And then basically I just say like the thing that's allowed to be filtered is Potion of Regeneration. And if we have to make a Potion of Regeneration 2, that's going to be a problem. But maybe we won't need to run into that problem. Right? We're missing a gas tier. We should something gas. Did I not? Do we have catalyzing? We have 2. Do we have creeper data model? It's an advanced one. So I should be able to something creeper data model. I want you to do catalyzing glands. Because we can use those to make gunpowder anyway, right? Yeah. And then gas tiers come from 3 catalyzing. Now, in fairness, we have a bunch of generalized, not as much as you'd think, because we're mostly doing overworld and end-based automation. It's the other dude. So yeah, I'm cool with going with this recipe, at least for now. If it turns out we need a bunch of gas tiers, then we'll go get a gas. Is that fair? Cool. All right, so now potion of regeneration. Next, start, and then he'll insert both again in that order, and then he won't extract until it's regen. Right? And then it's a simple matter of as long as we don't need regen 2, we're good. Right? That works for me. Okay, cool. So that's done. And then for the Fisher, I gotta say, I do like this whole export energy thing. That's cool. Isn't that cool? And you don't have to be an ME advanced pattern provider. You can be like a regular pattern provider now. I'm sorry to say, but it's the truth. We don't need the fanciness. But we'll find a use for it in the future, I'm sure. And what's even cooler about this is we can do the add-ons to speed this up a little bit, and that would be even cooler. Now if I say I want potions of regeneration, yoinks. That's right, with that add-on it does 2 at a time. That's even faster. It's so cool. I love it. Love stuff like that. Okay, so that works for me. All right, so now let's just go get some water going real quick for fishing. What we should probably do is see you guys. I'm very excited that you exist. I promise. Promise. Alright, so you go away for now. You go away, 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 you go away. Clean up mess, clean up mess. I'll probably want that flux point to be fair. Don't need that stuff just yet. You can also go away thanks to flux networks, and everybody's happy. So you are going to get a nice big chest. You know what I could do? Got an idea. Give me that recipe so I can get like a few more of them. Okay. No. Okay. And then cool. What did I make? 20 of those? Although there's not 20 of them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool. And then lock it and add it. And then link it. Okay, and then we get one of those remote doohickeys, controller access point, because it's close enough that we can do this. right? And then we throw the flux point on you to start making stuff. We get our add-on doohickeys to start making stuff even faster. And then we put this on top, and we should be able to say output to the top, right? And now we can get the fish stuff that we like. In fairness, we're going to get junk, aren't we? Not as cool as I was going for. So, like, if I link you right now, you should be able to handle that, right? No? But yeah, there's going to be junk. I forgot about the junk. We're going to need to be able to handle the junk. So, how about instead of push, we'll just laser IO it? And then we'll do this. We'll do laser IO here with the controller access point here. Link you. Right? And then a nice big chest of junkiness. That should be very big. But we'll start with something small. And then this guy will get a insert card. But this guy will get a higher priority insert card. And then on the down, you get an extract. And you're probably going to want to be overclocked. Every 10 ticks, right? So then we start with that. But then we can take the things that we're going to want to throw in our drawers. Right? And anything else I want to throw? Definitely the tropical fish. Anything else I want to draw right now? Probably not. So then we go back home. And cool. And then we go back. And that's cool, I would say. We should probably throw Nautilus shells in there, because we definitely want them to be collected. That's kind of cool that we got one of those, to be fair. And then we just keep an eye on this thing and we see what else shows up. And then eventually it'll just be junk that accumulates, but like we'll like trash can it. But once I have like a good filter going on, then I'll know like we're not trash canning anything we care about. Eventually we replace the chest with a trash can. And that works, right? I'm cool with that. Right? And then like stuff like your string and sticks and all that stuff is like properly going places. Name tags might be cool to keep, right? Right. Okay. So only because it might be cool to keep name tags. All right, that looks good. And with that, I'm going to call it wrapping up point. So lots of automations today. Did the brewing stand automation thing. Did the pufferfish automation thing. So we covered a lot of that. Water bottles, we don't have to worry about. Fisher, brewing stand. Now, next episode, we're truly ready to get into apotheosis. Speaking of, how are we doing with experience? Not bad. Not bad. Gained like 40 levels beyond 100. So that's kind of cool. That was my sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.